everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a new Will I Buy It. I post my Will I Buy It series every single Wednesday where I'm talking over new makeup releases, a little bit about them, and trying to decide if I'm going to pick them up or pass over them. And as always, I have a lot to chat about, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I'm going to be keeping up with the kind of like format that I've been doing the last couple weeks here. I'm going to talk about kind of the regular releases first and then move over into the holiday releases. I am reading from the Trend Mood 1 Instagram like I always do, so I always have her linked in my description down below. Okay, so I got a lot of tags on this release from Makeup Forever. It's a new eyeshadow palette. This is the Life is a Stage palette. We really don't have a lot of information right now. It says coming soon. We don't see a price on it, but this is a huge eyeshadow palette. And some of the tags that were coming in for me on this were just kind of funny because I am just more drawn right now to the mini palettes. To me, I feel like they just make more sense right now. Like that's totally the trend that I'm on, is these smaller palettes, less shades, really good color theme, like color story. I'm kind of over these really huge, intense palettes. And then this one from Makeup Forever is extremely large. I mean, you have, you know, the variety of the different shades in there, and in Makeup Forever form, they don't actually have shade names. They're like M100, M619. That's what Makeup Forever does. That's fine. But no, I have no idea what this is going to cost, but I can bet it's going to be pretty darn expensive. But I really have no interest in buying a palette that large. I just feel like I don't need it. So I can definitely go ahead and pass over that one from Makeup Forever. But I would love to know, are you so excited to see this? You're a collector of the big palettes. You absolutely love them. I mean, everybody has different preferences when it comes to their makeup, of course. Alrighty, so new lipsticks just dropped from Inglot and JLo. So Jennifer Lopez did a collab a few months back with Inglot. It was like a really huge full collection. I mean, it had a little bit of everything in that collection. I was interested in a couple items. I ended up not going for anything. I've actually never tried Inglot before. They're a little bit pricier. I hear really good things about them though, and I hear that they're good quality, so I was kind of eyeing it, but I talked myself out of everything. So I see that they have new liquid lipsticks. They're $21 each. Looks like there's a nude, kind of like a pinky, a red, and then like a really deep red. So I like trying liquid lipsticks. I like trying liquid lipstick formulas, or really just lipstick formulas in general. Liquid lipsticks tend to be my favorite, but I like trying out different lipstick formulas just in general to see what I like, what works for me, what I can recommend, what I would suggest, you know, staying away from. So these caught my attention, but I think right now, especially all the holiday craziness is coming up, I just made a purchase from Sephora, so you'll see a Sephora haul soon. Then I went ahead and made a purchase from Ulta. You'll see an Ulta haul coming up soon as well. So I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and I feel like that's gonna be something that I'm gonna say every single week from here on out through holiday time. It's crazy that it's October and there's so much holiday stuff happening, but I don't know, I feel like I just have to be kind of smarter and just really, you know, just really buy what's calling my attention the most and not just buying things that I'm like slightly interested in. I am excited to say, I don't think I've said this in any YouTube video, but I am going to Gen Beauty New York, so I am so excited about that. But, you know, flights out of the Midwest to New York are a little bit expensive, and then when I get there and then actually going to Gen Beauty and all of that stuff, like I know that's going to be, you know, quite some expenses coming out there, so I definitely want to make smart makeup purchases, and I know that I'll probably be purchasing some makeup there. I've never been to a Gen Beauty, so I really am not really sure what to expect. If you guys have, let me know any tips that you have down below, but I'm just trying to think smart, and like I said though, I have some hauls coming up, so great. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and stay strong and skip over those lipsticks. This is just a little bit of makeup news, but Beauty Bakerie is coming to Ulta Beauty. Super exciting. So it says it'll be available October 21st online, and then in 350 Ulta stores October 28th. I'm really excited for this. I've never purchased from Beauty Bakerie, but a lot of products have caught my attention, so I'm really excited that they're going to be more easily accessible at Ulta. Of course, I love my Ulta rewards. The point system that they have over there I think is great. So I'm pretty excited about this. Who else was excited to see the Beauty Bakerie news? What are you planning to pick up when they come into Ulta? Like, what are some products that you would recommend, or maybe any that you would suggest to stay away from too? I think we would all appreciate that in the comments, but I thought that was pretty cool. Ulta and Sephora both Ulta and Sephora both are doing the most right now getting new brands in. Okay, so Smashbox Cosmetics is coming out with another cover shop palette. I don't like to be the person that says like, who asked for that? Because someone's always asking for something, right? But this is the one where I'm like, stop, no. And that's just me. I'm sure there are people that enjoy these cover shop palettes. I am sure there is. I just do not happen to be one of them. And I feel like this is just like Smashbox is coming out with cover shop palette after cover shop palette after cover shop palette. And I'm like, haven't we exhausted all of them yet? No, not yet. So it says this is in ultraviolet, so we got like the pinks and the purples. They're $29. I just don't like the Smashbox cover shop palettes. I've tried multiples of them and I just don't like them. So I would go ahead and pass over that. I wouldn't really recommend them because I just don't think that the quality is there. This just came up. I'm filming a little bit later on Monday because I'm watching the freaking Cubs baseball game. So it's a little bit late and I already had everything planned out ready to go, and then this just popped up on Trend Mood, so I was like, hey, maybe it's okay that I'm a little bit later in the day right now. But the Huda Beauty new eyeshadow palette's coming out. We've seen a couple like teasers of it and sneak peeks, and I think we knew like the name of it already, but we hadn't actually seen the inside of the palette, so I didn't want to talk about it until we saw the inside, and like I said, it just popped up. So this is the Huda Beauty new Nude eyeshadow palette. It's $65. It says that we really wanted to create the most amazing, most essential, cool, and warm nude palette. So there's cool and warm nudes to create the perfect mix, etc., etc. So it'll be available November 1st. I was curious to see what the inside of it would look like, but I have to say, once I finally did see the inside, I can't say that I was like, I'm gonna get that one. I really like the Huda Beauty mini eyeshadow palettes, the Obsessions palettes. I have 4 and I have 1 on the way to me right now that you'll see in my Sephora haul. So I really like those. Those are $27. $65 for an eyeshadow palette is a lot of money. And I haven't heard the best things overall about the Huda Beauty larger eyeshadow palettes. I think the first one was kind of like a mess. Maybe the second one got better reviews, but I don't know, just kind of overall, it seems like a lot of people really do recommend the Obsessions, which I am one of those, and it's kind of mixed feedback on the larger palettes. So for $65, I'm like, I can probably pass over this one too. It didn't call to me enough. You know, of course, those like glitter shade, metallic shades, or I'm sorry, iridescent chunks. I'm reading off that online. You know, of course, like those kind of caught my attention, but I feel like for me, they'd probably be harder for me to work with. So overall, I think that I would be good skipping over this palette. I feel like I could have plenty of others in my collection that I would be able to dupe it out with and all of that. And it just didn't get me hyped enough to spend the money on that palette from Huda Beauty. But I would love to know, because the tags are already coming in. So let me know what you think about that one. I thought this was really great. I wanted to make sure that I included this. So BH Cosmetics is coming out with the Mini Pink Perfection. It's a 6-piece brush set plus a pouch. It's $13. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you guys do not know, I highly suggest if you do self-testing, if you're going to the doctor, whatever it is that you need to do, October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, very important. So make sure you keep that in mind, do your checks. But this says for every set sold during October, they're donating 20% of the proceeds to the Young Survivor Coalition. So I wanted to make sure that I go ahead and point that out. I think that it is going to be available now, so I'll make sure to have that link down below, but I think that's really cool to support a good cause. Sigma Beauty also has a set out. This one is a 3-piece brush set, and it also comes with like a pink sparkly pouch. I'll have that one listed down below also, and that one portion of the proceeds goes to Bright Pink. Sigma usually does this every single year, so I will have both of those brush sets listed down below. I actually think that's everything for kind of like the regular releases, so I guess we'll just go ahead and jump over into holiday now. So Laura Mercier has a bunch of releases coming out. She's got a bunch of different holiday sets coming, but one that really caught my attention is the Stardust Radiant Glow Trio. This is $52, but it looks so beautiful. The packaging looks beautiful. The shades inside look beautiful. I believe these are available at Nordstrom, so I will have, of course, all the links down below. $52 is a lot of money for a highlight palette, but wow, did I do, like, I did like a triple take on this one. Oh, it looks so beautiful. I feel like 2 shades, the first 2 shades, I feel like I could pull off. The third shade, I'm like, I don't know if I could, so does it really make sense to buy something that has 3 shades, but I can really only use 2 of the shades? But the packaging is super, super pretty on this one. This one's like gonna go on my wish list. I I feel like I doubt that I would end up picking it up, but man, it sure looked pretty, right? Did anyone else see that photo and just be like, Cause that was me. Natasha Genova is coming out with so much right now that I feel like I'm getting her releases confused. Because was it, I mean, I'm sure I mentioned something about her last week, but someone was like, but what about the mini star palette? And I was like, haven't I talked about that one? I feel like I've talked about like everything else. Like, how did I miss that one? But yeah, no, I haven't talked about it. The mini star palette, it should be available now. Let us know if you picked it up. It's $25. So this is the mini, like her mini sunset palette, the mini lila palette. So it's smaller than her other 5-pan palettes, but it's only $25. Honestly, I think I'm gonna pass over it. It looks really pretty, don't get me wrong. Those shimmers in there look beautiful. I like the addition of the 2 mattes. I think the palette makes sense and it looks nice. But I'm just like, I don't know. Natasha Genova is doing that thing where it just is like overwhelming me with releases. I have another eyeshadow palette to talk about from her. I would prefer, I think right now with Natasha Genova, to only buy the mini palettes because I know people say that the formula in the minis are not the same as the formula in her big palettes, which I just think is stupid because I like the formula in her minis, but not enough to pay $129 for her big eyeshadow palettes. It doesn't blow me away. So even though people are saying like, oh, you know, it's different, I'm like, well then don't make different formulas if you're trying to convince people to pay out a ton of money for one of your eyeshadow palettes. That don't make no sense to me. But this one I feel like I can say no to. You'll see a couple eyeshadow palettes coming up in my hauls. So unless I'm like, I gotta be strong, help me be strong, guys, okay? Help me out. It gets tough this time of year, right? It gets tough. All right, so Hourglass actually has another palette that they're coming out with. So again, I don't see a lot about this. It says it's gonna be available October 3rd, so it'll be the day that this goes up. So I'll try to get the link in there. But as of the time that I'm filming, I don't have a lot of info about it, except obviously like I can see the inside of it, so I'll have the photo up. I'm assuming it's gonna be the $80, I believe, is the Hourglass price on their palettes. This one looks way pretty. It looks a lot more intriguing to me than the other holiday palette that they are coming out with. So this one I kind of like, what's she doing over there? Hourglass? You know, I kind of had one of those, but $80 for a palette is still really, really expensive. I gotta think about New York. I gotta think about holidays. I gotta think about gifts for other people. I gotta think about the hauls that I still need to post. But I have to say that this one looks really pretty. I think my main problem is with these Hourglass palettes is that I've tried some of their singles and the formula hasn't absolutely made me want to like bow down to it. And I feel like if I'm going to buy an $80 palette with 6 different shades, like I really want to be like all about it. But this one, honestly, I'm probably going to go ahead and like flag it on Sephora. Like I'm going to put it in my loves list. But I think it would be really hard for me to go ahead and bite the bullet. I was gonna say it would be hard for me to talk myself into it. I don't think I would need to talk myself into this palette. I like it. It caught my attention. I think it's really beautiful. I would like to own it. So I don't need to talk myself into it, but it's just like, can I actually go ahead and click buy now, check out? That's a whole different issue there. So next up, I thought these were pretty interesting. Sephora is coming out with basically like mini sets of their Sephora favorites collection sets that they come out with. Last week I talked about their really big Give Me More lip kit, which had a bunch of different lip products in there for the $68. So they have like these, they almost remind me of like grab bags, but they have 3 different sets. They have a mystery lip kit, a mystery eyeliner kit, and a mystery cheek kit, and they're all $16. So you know like a couple items in there, and then there's mystery items, which I think is interesting. So I actually saw these, like of course we went to Sephora when we were in Vegas last week, and I saw these right away. They were up by the counter, and I remember grabbing one and looking at it, and I was like, how come I've never seen these before? Like I've never seen anybody talk about these. I totally could have been that person to like send these into Trend Mood. I've never been able to do that because I live in Iowa and we're always like 8,000 years behind. But this didn't pop up on her Instagram until I was already home. I was like, I could have been the one to break the news. I'm never gonna be the one to break the news. I just need to accept that. But I thought it was really funny, and I almost bought one just because I was, I don't know, sometimes like mystery sets, mystery hauls, all of that, they like reel me in for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but I kind of considered buying one of these, and then I kind of looked at him a little bit closer and was like, probably not. So the lip kit has a Kat Von D Everlasting liquid lipstick, a Bite Beauty lipstick, a mystery makeup item, and then a pin. Each of these comes with like a Sephora collectible pin, which I can't say gets me excited. If you guys watched the latest like What's Up in Makeup, the new show that Jen Loves Reviews does, she was talking about how like stickers are the new thing. And it made me laugh because stickers are not my thing, but they're totally my husband's thing. Like he gets so excited over stickers. And like we have coolers and stuff, they're covered in stickers. So when she said that in her segment, I had to laugh really hard at that. So like maybe pins are your thing. That's great. So the eyeliner kit has a Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner, the Kat Von D tattoo liner, a mystery makeup item. The cheek kit has a NARS Orgasm blush, the Bobbi Brown bronzer, and a mystery makeup item. And these are all minis. These are not full sizes. These are minis that are in there. So I don't know. I think that it's interesting, but at the end, why I decided to put it back, I was like, it's $16 for a couple samples. I have a lot of these samples. I think the only one that I don't have, like, I mean, of course, I don't know what the mystery one is, but like the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner and then the Bobbi Brown bronzer. So they're in separate bags. Otherwise, I have everything, or I don't know, I feel like you can just kind of get some of these minis or samples like fairly easy. So I was like, I don't know if I really think it's a great deal. So I ended up putting it back. So I already know that I'm not going to pick one up because I already had one in my hand to buy it and then I said no to it. So you'll have to let us know if you'd be interested in one of those like Sephora mystery kits. Do you think that they're a good value? But for me, I decided to go ahead and turn it down. Okay, so like I said, Natasha Genova has another eyeshadow palette coming out. Good gracious. So this one is the new gold eyeshadow palette. So this is one of her holiday palettes, I guess. It's going to be October 2nd, going to be available October 2nd on Beautylish and Sephora, so I'll have it linked down below. I believe this one is going to be one of her 129 palettes, if I would have to guess. It looks like the bigger one. So I just, right now, I've said this in plenty of my videos, I'm just not comfortable spending $129 on an eyeshadow palette right now. Honestly, this one looks really beautiful. The swatches look absolutely beautiful. I love those golds. There's some really interesting blues in there. So, I mean, this is one that's really caught my attention. I feel like the last big one that did was the Lila palette with all the purples in there. This one really caught my attention. I gave it a pretty hard stare. I looked at the swatches pretty hard, but just for me right now, I just don't want to pay that much money for an eyeshadow palette. I just don't want to do it. But it looks really nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think it looks really beautiful, but that one's going to be a no-go for me. And then the last one that I have here is a holiday release from Pure Cosmetics. So they are coming out with the collaboration with Dr. Seuss. So this is celebrating the new Grinch movie. So they have the Grinch Collection. So they have the Good Enough to Steal face palette and color changing lip balm set for $42. They have a 5-piece brush set for $39. They have a liquid liner set for $28. They have a Grinch Stole My Look color changing skin perfecting clay mask for $29. They also have a sampler gift set for $28. So the packaging looks super cute on everything, don't get me wrong. Some of the shades, like there's like a green lipstick that looks like a lot of fun. The brush set looks interesting. I don't know, the palette looks pretty. The packaging of it looks to be fairly bulky, so probably not going to be the easiest thing. This one kind of goes in the category for me of that it's like the holiday release that doesn't turn my attention because I'm more of a makeup collector, like makeup lover. I have a very large collection, so a lot of times some of these holiday releases, like we've seen a lot in the past from like Too Faced, Tarte, you know, things like that, brands like that, they just don't turn my attention as much. I'm kind of more into like holiday releases, but yet they're still kind of like their regular releases, like the Too Faced Gingerbread palette. That's more of like a regular release versus like a big set and such. So that's kind of what I feel like this one from Pure is kind of falling into that category for me. So I would probably go ahead and pass over everything. I think it's really cute. I didn't even know a new Grinch movie was coming out, so that was news to me. Go ahead and pass over this one from Pure. It's really cute, but I just don't think it's going to be for me. So I'm going to pass over that one, but you'll have to let us know what you think about the Pure and Grinch collaboration. Okay, so that's going to be everything for today's Will I Buy It video. I hope that you enjoyed it or found it entertaining. You'll have to let me know your thoughts on all the products that I mentioned down below. What are you planning to pick up? What are you definitely saying no to? Maybe what's going on your holiday wish list? I would love to know your opinions. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this one, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.